All right, it's pretty late in the day and it's 10:38 p.m. here in the UAE. And for all of you who will be joining me, I know it's going to be late because most of you will be joining in from India. But this is the kind of live that I couldn't sit on and I couldn't wait because I had been trying to get in touch with someone from Ukraine from ground zero, especially an Indian student, because a lot of you are commenting about the plight of the Indian students and what is happening with them. So it's very important to get the voices from there, other than reading reports and only going by what's being shown to us. So I have managed to get someone who is right now in Kiev in Ukraine, and he is with me. His name is Saurabh Mishra. So let me welcome him without much ado. Hi, Saurabh.
Hi, Ronak.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining in at such a short notice.
Thank you.
So, firstly, please tell us your your full name and where are you from? How long have you been in Ukraine? Sab kuch.
All right. So I'm Saurabh Mishra and I'm from Delhi, but I've been living in Kiev for 2 years now. I came here in March 2020, right before the lockdown. And I'm an actor and a stand-up comedian here. And
Okay.
yeah, that's pretty much what I do here.
Okay. So you are like President Zelensky.
Trying to be.
Okay. So yeah, do you want to follow in to his footsteps at some
It
point?
would be great, but I don't think I'm cut out for that.
Okay, we'll come to that in a bit, but for now, I just want to ask you the first question that I'm sure in everybody's mind who has joined us. Are you safe?
Yeah, relatively safe compared
Okay.
to a lot of other locations. I'm in a safe location in Kiev.
Okay. If you don't want to disclose, it's fine. I've been
Yeah.
to Kiev. I know certain parts. I've been to the main center and stuff.
Mhm.
So you can keep your location undisclosed. That's fine. But as long as you are safe. Secondly, what is happening currently? What are you seeing around you?
So inside the bomb shelters and those areas, it's very crowded. People, there's like a tense air of a lot of
Hmm.
stress and
Hmm.
apprehension about what is going to happen. But
Hmm.
outside, I see some people are just going on with life as usual because
Okay.
I don't know, they're really strong people, or I don't know that
You
they've
mean
been
everything is open?
not
Not in
really.
a curfew?
No, there was a curfew. It was lifted this morning. But what I'm saying is that some people are not going to the bomb shelters. They're
Hmm.
still in their
By bomb
apartments,
shelters, you mean the metro stations?
metro stations, and there are bomb shelters below buildings as well, which are like
Okay.
basements. Yeah,
Okay. So, what is happening outside? If
there
you
are
probably
there are
can.
really long lines outside everything from pharmacy to convenience stores, and the moment the store opens, all the supplies run out very quickly,
Oh,
and yeah,
um,
it's difficult to get by. There is no public transport. It's very difficult to find a cab, and yeah, even the metro was running for like one metro every 40 minutes today. So I was thinking maybe I would go and see what is happening on the train station so that we could
hmm,
arrange a transport to Poland. But I
okay.
thought it's better to stay put here because it's safer that way.
Okay. Okay. So, from where you are right now, it seems like a relatively safe place, which is good. Somebody is even asking, "Are you in a bunker?" It doesn't
I
seem like
was,
you were in a
yeah.
bunker.
This
Why
is
did
my
you?
apartment.
Okay, you came back to your apartment. Are you alone
Yeah.
there, or you have people along with you staying over
No,
there?
I'm alone. I'm alone, and my apartment is like 4 minutes away from the metro station. So if the siren goes off, I have my bag ready. I'll just quickly
Okay.
make a run for it. Yeah.
Okay, so there is a siren that goes off in case you guys need
Yes.
to vacate the apartment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. We also have Nick joining from Ukraine. He's a local. Hi, Nick. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you absolutely loud and clear. Nick, please meet Saurabh. He is a fellow Indian
Hi.
who is there in Ukraine right now. He's in Kyiv. He's a student. And Nick, I don't know how, but I had his number. I don't know if we met, but when I went to Kyiv in 2019 as a tourist, I generally just pick up numbers. And he was a guide, so I had his number from maybe the tour operator. So I generally save everybody's number with the company or the place where I met them. So when I put Kiev in my phone, I found him, and I messaged everyone actually. I messaged one girl called Yana. She was a very good guide. She hasn't replied yet, and Nick was the one who replied. So Nick, I was asking Saurabh if everything is all right over there. You tell us where you are right now and if you are safe.
Uh, thank you for having me. And yeah, I'm safe. I'm actually, I think, one of the luckiest person in Ukraine right now because actually my father had a birthday on 26th of February, so
Oh,
we
okay.
arrived in Portugal to celebrate that. So actually, my parents and I are right now in Portugal.
Oh, you're not
Uh,
in Ukraine. Okay, okay, okay,
yes, I'm not in
okay,
Ukraine.
okay.
However, my relatives are in Kharkiv region.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone by now knows what that is. It's
Yeah,
sad that everyone knows it not because it's a great city, but because it's shelling.
yeah.
And my brother, he's in Lviv, and he's right now helping to get stuff to Ukrainian army. And me myself, I'm actually working at Restream. Yeah, it's another platform for streaming.
Yeah, just like
And
StreamYard.
yeah, and
Mm.
Okay.
we're kind of, like we call ourselves coach army, like coach, like where you sit, because
Hmm.
we attack Russian websites.
Really?
We yeah, actually, if you try to go to Kremlin.ru, if you try to go to their state media, it's down. And it's not only that, we actually have like
Are
we
you the
have
reason why it's down?
because we're attacking that. And
Okay.
actually, everyone can attack. We have a program that you can launch on your computer. I can give a
Okay.
link, and it will automatically DDoS attack Russian propaganda websites.
Okay.
So feel free to use that.
Is it like the
And
LOIC?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure,
Okay.
and I will not comment on that. I also have a databases of. I think I actually have a phone of a Putin because a few people hacked the shit out of them. Sorry, like I don't know if I'm allowed to swear.
Well,
And
yeah, I mean, mild swearing is allowed on YouTube, I suppose.
okay,
But coming back to the ground zero there, or you were there just, and you've been living there. You were born and raised in Ukraine.
yeah.
Okay, so what has always, you must be like what, in your late 20s or maybe early 30s.
Yeah, I'm 26.
Oh, great. So, you've seen like basically uh, things moving out of USSR and then getting into your own. So, how has the sentiment been always in Ukraine?
It's actually really strange because I remember before 2016 and before 2014, everyone is in my family. Like, maybe I'm not sure if you have it, but there's a big Christmas celebration. We don't have it because we're not Catholic, but we have like New Year, and it's like a tradition in Soviet Union. It was that everyone watches the Kremlin bell,
Hmm.
and until 2014 everyone, like at least in my family, in my surrounding, were watching not Ukrainian but Russian
Hmm.
media, and everyone was okay with that and no one cared. But of course after 2014, after the Crimea, after the Donbass, like
Hmm.
a significant part of people stopped that. And I guess after today, I think everyone stopped doing whatever is related to Russia.
Hmm. So, so you mean the tensions have escalated in the last few years, last 5, 6 years?
They have escalated after Maidan, after 2013,
Okay.
and it's the hypocrisy is just unbelievable because they're saying that they're saving Ukrainians, they're saving Russians. They did it in Donbass, but it was a proxy war. It was like really slow pace, and Europe was not sure, and everyone was not sure. Like we had a lot of, and you need to understand, like it's a huge information war. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we
There is
have
it's very
relatives in
complex. Yeah.
Russian, and like people stopped talking to each other just because everyone had a different opinion.
Do you
But right
speak
now,
Russian?
Russian is my native. Like I
Oh,
think in Russian, and
okay.
I know Ukrainians just because I had it at school. But right now, I speak only Ukrainian, like last few days,
Good.
and yeah, just I'm really sorry because like today I saw like the shelling of my region, like the place where I
Yeah,
live,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really
yeah,
sorry. But is everyone safe in your extended family?
I think
And
that's a stupid question, man.
no, I'm asking if everyone's still okay. Like,
No,
you know, I
no
mean,
one
I know
is
they're not
safe,
safe,
man.
but
No one is safe. No, like yeah, my
have
parents
they
in
taken
Portugal,
shelter
they're
somewhere?
okay, but my friends, they are in Kiev, in Kharkiv. My relatives are in near Kharkiv, and they're actually, they didn't have this because our government was giving out weapons. They didn't have it because they're in remote region, so
Hmm.
they just made some cocktails. They took their hunting guns and they're looking out for Russians. Like I actually like
Okay.
I just want to make a remark. Like you have had a video about Zelensky and about how cool
Yeah,
he is. I
yeah.
just want you like again. I have some issues with Zelensky. Like I didn't vote for him, but you made a really cool icon like that. Zelensky is strong and he's cool. He has big balls. I just want you to understand that everyone in Ukraine is like that. We have lines in mobilization units. We have so many girls, like 17% of our army are girls right now. We
Okay.
have almost every corner of our like whatever, no one cares if you're Russian or Ukrainian. You can be Ukrainian, Russian, Jewish, Indian, Nigerian. No one cares. You just here to defend the Ukraine and kill the
Hmm.
people who came to you and shell hospitals. Like I have a friend and like they didn't save the girl because it was shelling and they couldn't get her out of ambulance. So
Uh,
yeah, I'm sorry. Like I'm a little bit dizzy because like just
yeah.
help me
No,
to
I
answer
can
your
I can
questions.
understand.
Yeah.
I can understand that there's just too much. I'm sure we won't be able to cover everything that you're going through right now because the whole issue is so complex. But I would like to go back to Saurabh, and I would like to ask you, Saurabh, one thing, if you can clear the air. A lot
Mhm.
of reports are coming in, especially I've seen myself. People are commenting on my video saying that Indian students are being beaten up over there by Ukrainian forces, and they are not being allowed to cross over to Poland or to Hungary. What is the ground reality, if you know?
This was happening, definitely. Yes, on the Poland border, this was happening. This is why the embassy then issued another advisory for students to go to Hungary or what do you say, Romania, because some people, I don't know, because India did not support the resolution,
Yeah, yeah,
abstained
maybe.
from voting.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah,
have
there
you
is this
personally
thing.
faced any challenges because of that?
Many times. Yeah, this is an unfortunate part of Ukraine. I never thought I would face it because the kind of people I interact with are like filmmakers and all of this. But yeah, there is that undertone. It's not entirely untrue.
But it's only now, or has it, like, you've been
Always
living
been
there for a
there.
while?
Always been there. And for darker skinned people, it has always been there. And I would be a fool to say it doesn't exist. I have seen a lot of other people who say, "Oh no, but maybe it just happened to you." No, it's not like that. We need to acknowledge reality for what it is.
Mhm. Okay. Right now, because you are in this situation, and your real go-to place would be Indian Embassy. So, are people helping you from there, or the Indian authorities? Again, there are videos coming into us saying that Indian authorities are not responding,
Yeah.
and a lot of students have been left in lurch.
Yeah, nobody responded. I've been calling them for 2 days for information for the evacuation, but my father just told me today that he got a call from the Ministry of External Affairs because I had registered myself when the embassy issued the advisory. So they contacted him asking him if I had come back. So maybe
Hmm.
in the coming days they will contact me about this.
So till then, you just stay put over here.
Yeah, I was in a shelter, but even there, I was facing some ridiculous issues. Like when the shelter would open in the morning, and it would they would start restricting people's movement inside and outside the metro station after
Hmm.
5 p.m. But because I don't know why, the guard would never let me go out. He would just look at me and he would stop me and he would start saying something in Ukrainian. I obviously don't understand much, so He would just say
Mm.
that you cannot go out, and right besides me, other local people are going out. So I was like, yeah, just
Okay,
I
that's
can't do
amazing.
this. Yeah, I can't take all of this at once. So I
Mm.
just came to my apartment.
Mhm. But what about food and water and your basic sanitation and all that? Was that
I
not provided?
prepared I prepared my supplies in for 2 months in advance, because
Also,
I knew something would happen. So I had stocked up everything, all the grechka and everything. I kept it here because I knew I would need it. Nikita knows what I'm talking about, right? So, what I did was I went to the bomb shelter, and in the morning when they would open it, I would quickly come, quick cook, and then just go back there so that I'm stocked up for the entire day. And last night they were distributing food. There were some people from a local organization who came and gave hot soup and biscuits. And in the morning they distributed sandwiches and canned fish and all of that. And it really broke me to see that there were some really old people there, some
mm,
babushkas and the adushkas, and it was really paining me to see that, they can't even walk properly, but they have to come from their
mm,
house and then just sit there. And
mm,
I even offered my yoga mat to an old woman, and she refused. She just stood for 6 hours straight
mm.
until
And
then.
she was from where?
She lives around the place where I am, like near the metro station. So all the locals come to that shelter, and
She's a local as well, right?
yeah, it's really disheartening. I mean, I think if this continues for a long time, the humanitarian crisis here will be very devastating.
Okay,
But the
okay,
local organizations are stepping up and they're providing food. Yeah.
okay. But I wanted to ask you this, both since you have already taken this question. Both of you now you already answered. You saw it coming. I'm sure Nick, you also saw it coming, right? You didn't.
Like first of all, I want like I'm sorry, I may pronounce your names wrong. I'm
My name
sorry
is
for that.
Ron. You can call me Ron. It's all right. I mean,
Okay,
that's
and
what my
yours,
friends
sorry,
call me.
You can call me Mishra, like
Mishra.
Misha. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Mishra, I'm really sorry that you have to face some hostilities. I I know we have it, and I guess like we have these questions with the foreigners. um, I just really hope that you will meet some people. And again, if you stay like in big cities, it will be fine. And I can tell like from my experience that even if like I'm going to some West Ukraine, I will have questions to myself that, who are you, where are you coming from, where you speak Russian, blah, blah, blah. So, and again, I just want you to also understand one thing that I'm closely following all the chats, and that there are huge amounts of diversion groups, and they are actually, they're not just paratroopers that just went and they're with parachute behind. No, those are people who arrived to Ukraine like 1 month ago, half a year ago. They have a
Hmm.
car, they have a place, they're in chats, and and they start to provoke people. And it's just like I hate those people so much because they dress up as Ukrainian army and then go looting, for example, or they go try to kill
Yeah.
someone. Or they like, I don't know if you know that they draw these special marks, and
Yes,
they
yes,
put
yes. On top of
special
buildings. Yep.
Hmm.
localization build like beacons that actually target, like they're getting targeted by artillery and shelling. So
Hmm.
imagine how you hate those people. And I'm really sorry, but in these days, everyone who is not looking the same, they that's kind of how it
Yeah.
is. I really hope that one day,
Hmm.
we will be a peaceful country, and I can assure you that Ukrainians are very well welcomed people. And I hope that once this all will over, we will work and we will develop and we will rebuild, and we will need definitely lots of help. So I don't know, like if any of Ukrainians or
How much,
Indians watching, please welcome. We really,
Nick?
No, most Ukrainians are very friendly and welcoming. That I'll agree.
Yeah, but you always like, have exceptions. Also, I wanted to ask both of you, whoever can answer, what is uh, the ground situation in terms of destruction around you? Like, is everything like where you guys are, or you are not in Ukraine, but where you are right now, is everything around like in tatters, or things are still like okay? You can still go out, and like you said, you can at least go out and things are still open.
I
Nick,
guess you have more information. Like I just have videos from my friends and relatives and some chats, and that's the level of destruction is. Imagine like a building, 16 stories. So and there's like a huge region of such buildings, so like hundreds of them, and imagine that it's just bombing all the shit, all the stuff out of it, and you're just watching how people are. You don't know how the people, and maybe you saw the image of a building, like half chunk of the building is just out of the building, and definitely it's not intact. And again, they're also dropping mines, so like imagine you can't even go
These
out
are the
because
videos from Saurabh's feed that he has shared with me. These are the bunkers, basically, the metro shelters.
metro
Somebody
stations.
is
Yeah.
also asking Saurabh, what about the washrooms and stuff? Like, do
Yeah.
you use it there only, or is it that also a big problem?
It was a big problem there. This is why I would eat very less so that I don't have to go, and I would drink less water. But then I started getting dehydrated. So I got in the line last to last night, and it took me around like more than 120 minutes to get to the toilet. So yeah, it is inconvenient, but what can we do? If we need that safety, we need to, make do with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to, show more videos that you shared with me
You click
while
on the
we are
profile
talking.
and you will get access to all of them.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody else is wanting to join. I'll just take that person on and see what he has to say and where. I don't know where he's from because I've put out the link for everyone. But also, when Saurabh, you said that you knew since 2 months that something like this could happen. So, didn't you
Mhm.
think of coming back?
No, not actually. Okay, so uh, I'm I'm married. I'm married to a Ukrainian woman, and
Oh, okay.
her mother, she always had this habit of stocking up, and so she was stocking up. And in India, Ronak, we buy like for a month or so, right? When we buy
Yeah,
groceries. So I was in that habit. So,
correct.
and because of the news, we thought if situation gets out of hand and there is a war on the border, then if some curfews are placed or something, so we can at least have something at home. So we stocked 2 months of supplies just for that, just as a
Okay.
precaution that if even if it doesn't happen, we'll just have them for regular use. So on that regards, we're good.
Okay. Okay. These
Yeah.
are some more videos that he has shared with us. And so now you want to, you are there right now, and I'm sure you're going to be there. Uh,
Hmm.
but I also wanted to know, like, what is your take on this entire conflict that has started?
Mine.
Yeah.
I think this was completely avoidable, and it could have been done without, but it was allowed to escalate. And I know the Ukrainian people are a proud people and brave people, but I don't think it was necessary to put their lives at risk. It
So
is
what
a
should they
failure
have
on
done?
the what.
What should they have done to avoid this?
I think diplomatic channels could have been used better. This entire scene with the USA propping up Ukraine to fight with Russia, and then now when Ukraine is under attack, everyone is outside the conflict. They're supplying weapons, but Ukrainians are dying. Americans are not dying, right? The British are not dying. Who's dying? It's the Ukrainians.
Yeah.
So this is something that really bothers me, and the West has definitely failed Ukraine, in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot. That is one of the popular opinions on the street right now. But what about you, Nick? Do you think this could have been avoided? Do
it's
you
not
think?
avoidable. It's not like it destined to be happened, and it would have happened. Like I didn't want to believe, and you need to understand, like Russians. yeah, we know the, crazy, and the Putin is crazy and whatever, but we never thought it would be possible. Like, I knew people who,
But
who
when in the last few days, like before 24th February, when they were so close and every day we were hearing that it could happen any minute, at that time were you guys still in denial that it probably won't
yeah,
happen?
like, you need to understand, this is like a complete shock, like, at least for me, like, maybe for some, like, for me, for my family, like, I have huge amounts of people, like, I wrote to them, like, really days, one day before, I'm like, guys, you need to get out of the town, get out of the town, and they're like, no, 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 it's just, they're just, pushing up. And it happened in 2020. They just had a lot of build up on their border, and then they went away, and we're like, that's what Russians do, that's their tradition, whatever, we don't care. And just the realization of that something like that could happen is like not possible. And I want to like give you like Ukrainian perspective. We will not surrender. Like, every rock, every window will shoot at them. It's not like everyone, I mean, everyone in Ukraine is angry. My father he's right here, and
Hmm.
he's looking for tickets on the plane to get there to fight. I
Wow.
have friends who are crying because of the sceneries that babushka and dedushkas, they are dying, and people are also like, you need to understand, like, we will not forget it, we will not forgive, we
But
want them out of
Nick, do you
our.
have
Yes.
do you, so sorry to cut you, but I before I forget this important question,
Yeah.
do you have a sense of the casualties? Because we don't know, like it's little difficult to believe everything that we hear and see.
Man, I have general casual. If you trust Russian media, then it's 1 or 2 they admitted. If you believe Ukrainians, it's 5,000. I think it's close around to few thousands for sure from their side. From our side, I think it's less, but it's still a huge amount. I think there are a lot of dead civilians because, again, with such intensive shelling, it just can't be, no casualties.
Of course,
And
yeah, no, we've seen like a lot of
and
hundred
we will
thousand
not
people
forget it.
displaced.
Like, I write to my Russians, and they are saying me, oh, like, but you should have like get back from Donbass. Like, fuck off, man, that's our region, we decide what we do. We have a democratic parliament, we elected our president, we elect our representatives,
Mhm.
they decide what to do. And Donbass wouldn't have been a problem if the Russians wouldn't give money to them, give
Mhm.
ammunition to. I just want you to understand. Remember, there's like this agreement, Minsk agreement, right? And
Mithila.
everyone say we need to agree to this Minsk agreement. You know when it was signed? Actually, it was in August, and our army was almost done with clearing up with the Donbas.
Mhm.
But then, in 2 days, Russian troops crossed the Ukrainian border and started harassing us. And at that time, no one helped us. No one
Mhm.
admitted that this is Putin actually sending regular troops there. And we had uh, a lot of prisoners. We have documents.
Mhm.
No one believed
Mhm.
that. And then, just to stop the advancement, we signed that Minsk agreement. But
But
it
that
was
didn't
never,
happen. That didn't go through. I mean, whatever research
because
I've done.
because because it was a capitulation, and no one would like to sign it. And Putin's like, okay. And again, I don't think that Putin is actually, really looking for the Donbas. He doesn't need Donbas. Donbas is,
Yeah,
like, it's a wreck. He wants Soviet Union, and for Soviet
yeah,
Union, he needs Ukraine, or at least
Ukraine.
half of it. But he'll get shit. Fuck him. Русский корабль, иди нахуй. Well, that's what I want to say. I think, yeah, you know that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand, but we get the sentiment completely. Let me just take a few questions from the audience. Sort of, a lot of people are asking if you're the guy from Dramatize Me, the
Yes,
channel.
it's me.
You're an
Yeah.
actor. So
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't know. I haven't followed your work, but some people have been asking.
It's
Um,
cringy content, but it's okay.
it's cringe content.
Yeah.
That works, man, these days.
Yeah.
Somebody here was saying the chat is boring. Sorry, but we are not here to entertain you. We're here to discuss something very important. And I just wanted to get a sense of the ground reality, which is why I got you guys on. And SSM is asking, are you guys using Discord app or something to keep in touch with each other, like Indians over there?
I am actually not in touch with many Indian students because I'm not a student, but I
Okay.
followed them on Twitter, some of them, and I got to know and I saw the videos of them getting kicked by the guards and all of that. So that is how I was made aware of the situation. And I got really angry. I posted some angry tweets, but then I deleted it because the situation is tense right now and it's better to keep calm.
Yeah, yeah. Don't you fear like if you speak against Ukrainian
Yeah,
authorities or
yes,
Indian
yes.
authorities right now, nobody will come to your help?
I do fear, and I see a lot of the propaganda from the Ukrainian side too, but it's okay. I mean, it's wartime. I can't hold them accountable
Everything
for it.
is.
Yeah, it's needed to keep the morale of the country. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people are also saying that I don't know. Somebody said on the comments that Indian students are being held hostage. Like, what do you have any information on that?
They're not being held hostage. The thing is, when they went to the line, when they come for the process of evacuation, they send them back. They say Ukrainians first. And it's
Ah,
not only Ukrainians first, it's Americans or any other Western Europeans there first. And the African students, especially on the Poland border, they were completely refused entry. And so the embassy changed the advisory and asked people to go to Hungary and Romania instead because the
mhm.
border police was not allowing the Indian students. And it's not just rumors or anything. There are videos where you can clearly see a guard kicking a
Yeah,
Indian
I saw
student.
that.
Yeah.
Uh, I actually saw one small interview on NDTV of one of the students who was coming back because she couldn't cross over to Romania, I guess, and she
Mhm.
was going back to her hostel, just like you did, basically. You also, I think, you said that you tried going to Romania, or
I was looking for information from the embassy because I needed to know if it is safe or not, and if I get there, will I be given some assistance? But
yeah.
they did not take my calls.
But what is
So
your long-term plan? Like Nick, I don't have to ask that again. He'll say it's a stupid question. This is his country. He's going to stay there. But what about you? Are you
it's
is
it's
it going
it's
to change any plans for the
it's
future?
my home too. Like I have family here now, my mother-in-law, my wife. So I'm not leaving. On the first day, I told people that I'm not stuck here. I choose not to leave.
Choose not to leave. Okay. But
Yeah.
do you think a lot of students who are leaving will come back once the situation settles?
Yeah, definitely. They're studying, right? They will come back. Definitely. These things happen. Right now they might be pissed off that why they're being treated like this, but I think with time people understand that when tempers are running high in such situation, then these things can happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Nick, let me pick out one or two questions for you as well. Um, People are still asking if you are the actor. So yeah, he's answered that he's the actor. And this info Ganja is saying war was expected, but no one thought it would really begin. Something that Nick said. All dialogue failed. Not sure where is UNSC, NATO, Peace Army, NGO, human rights after a disaster like COVID. Ukraine is seeing this. Yeah, see, that is one thing that even I felt that if COVID wasn't enough, if the economy crashing wasn't enough, if people dying wasn't enough, we had to see this now. Like that was one sentiment when I started, like following this story completely. Like I really couldn't make sense of it.
And like, just to clear it out, like we knew that we will not get any help. And if you listen closely to Zelensky, he's not asking for any military to
Assistance
come and
or
join. The
yeah,
only thing that we really may be needing, but I'm not believing it will happen, is close the airspace because Russian have really superior air power, and it's damaging. It's damaging
yeah.
to us.
But I
But
think I read today that the
I just want you to understand, guys. Like I didn't believe that we will stand. Like I truly, on the first day, I was actually, live, and I was seeing that, and Putin says war, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to call. But I was like, but maybe it's a joke. And I was like, for a few minutes, you're updating news, and nothing happens, and you're like, no war.
Mhm.
But then rockets start to fly, and you call your brother, and he's not picking up. Then you're calling your
Yeah, I can
aunt.
imagine the tension
He's
that
not picking
should
up,
be.
and you're like, oh my god, you here, you can do nothing, and you just stuck. But okay, coming back to a question, we knew that we will not get help, our army is I'm so proud of them. Imagine you're against the army that's being buffed up by new tech, by huge funds, that 200,000. We are surrounded from three sides, from three sides, and we're still holding up. Just
Yeah.
imagine how fucking cool we are. And everyone is so proud to be a Ukrainian
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Everyone. And just to let you understand that we want peace. We want just to get the fuck out of our country, out of our land. We will build new country. We will welcome everyone, like even those Russians, if they don't, if they are
Yeah.
normal people. Because again, we're not racist, fascist, whatever. We just want to, exist, and
Mhm.
we want to have
Yeah,
our
I
own.
hope there are some good, some good outcomes after this, at least for like, like we say, thank God for small mercies, like right now we are seeing reports of racism being reported from the borders, and like Indian students being beaten up, not being given enough help or priority, or at least at the same level of the white people. So those kind of things don't happen, and because that is where also when like people like me, when we are doing videos, we're getting a lot of backlash from our people saying that why are you supporting. Actually, I'm one of the journalists who never supports or speaks for or against. I just give both sides of stories, and that's the kind of journalism I believe in. But still, obviously, when you are talking about things, people are bound to put you and slot you. That's the backlash that we are facing, and rightly so, because Indian students are crying for help from over there, and we are seeing for our own eyes from that people, those students are being subjected to some sort of discrimination. Yeah.
I would like to say something, Ronak. So this issue is not just because of the war situation. This issue is actually a problem here. When I first came here, some friends of mine, the friends I made, they used to ask me like, "Have you met any xenophobic people?" I was like, "No, everyone I meet is very nice." You know,
Mhm.
they generally tell me that they can't speak English, and but they're very polite. And
Yeah.
some people would look at me because I know I'm different, so it's okay. But then I started to notice more and more, this thing is there. It is a problem. It is something that Ukraine has to confront, because
Yeah,
there is
they have
no
to
way.
admit it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't say like even when I was there, I was there only for 4 days. I was just a tourist, but yeah, people weren't like, it wasn't like they were very talented, beautiful people, but yeah, it wasn't like so friendly. Like when you come to India, you automatically find people going out of their way. If you ask them for
yeah.
some place, they'll actually take you along and show you, okay, this is the place where you need to go. But that doesn't happen in. And I've been to many Eastern, like European countries, basically in Eurasia, ever since I've been in Dubai, because it's easy to go there. And I found that similar kind of attitude, which is not a problem, but they're just private people, or maybe they don't want to like mingle too much with
Guys,
tourists.
I just like I have a dream. I really want that what you're saying right now would be like the only problem that we have in Ukraine. I really want
You
it
admit
to
it.
be the main problem right now. But I like I'm not sure. Like again, I believe that it will be a problem in Ukraine, but right now, like if
Yeah,
there will
right now
be Ukraine
it's
is a
not
problem.
the, yeah, right now that's not the point of discussion. But
I
just
understand
since
that,
we're
but yeah,
talking about
I'm
it,
not getting discriminated. So for me, I guess it's hard to get in
yeah,
your shoes.
yeah, yeah, but we can understand from where Saurabh is coming from, and
But
like,
again, I think like I also want to ask Misha. Sorry,
Yeah, Mishra. Yeah.
Mishra. So do you have like get discriminated from young Ukrainians?
I've heard some words which are slang for black ass and all that. Yeah.
In what, in Latvia?
No, no. I've heard some slang for black behind and all that. You know what I'm talking about, right? Ch-
Russia?
Chorna jope and all that.
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know the context, but I guess it will be too
Mhm.
long to explain. But yeah, we
Yeah,
have it.
but yeah,
I
that's one of the
ignored all of
problems
this
we can't
for a
brush it
long
off.
time, actually. I would just brush it off, but then it started to affect my work and everything. And that's when I started to really take notice of this thing. But I don't know. Yeah, let's not digress from the issue
Would you
that you.
retaliate? But just before we move out
I
of the
am fucking vindictive. I don't leave anyone. If somebody behaves badly with me, I'll give them 10 times back. And I even tell them, you come to India, I'll show you what India is. Because
That's like you're so Ukrainian, man. Like this is what Ukrainians are saying actually.
Okay, guys, somebody's asking, are hospitals and ambulances, etc., open? I'm sure they are, right?
yes,
You're
yes,
functioning at
yes,
full capacity.
yes.
And
On the road, mostly I see it's ambulances running very quickly. Yeah.
okay, what happens to the economy right now? Everybody's work is. I mean, I don't know whether anybody's being able to work or anything. I mean, I don't know. Nobody, most of us here haven't seen this kind of a situation, so we don't know. And thankfully, we never have to see. Hopefully, we'll never have to see. So, is work on? Is like any sort of economy happening?
Man, we have invasion from three sides. I think around 10% of territory is occupied, 500,000 refugees. I really don't know how to answer your question.
No, I'm asking because there are Ukraine is a very huge country, and there are parts of it which are relatively less affected. Which is why I'm saying, is there some kind of work happening? See, I'm just my question might be stupid, but at the same time, the whole idea of doing this chat is to get the sense of the ground reality.
Okay, I can maybe answer that. So our main industries are agriculture and maybe some industry. Not so much, but still some industry. We're maybe somewhat lucky that it's winter, not much can be done in agricultural
Oh,
sector,
okay,
so there's
okay,
okay, that's okay. But the problem is that the fields are filled with mines and
yeah,
shelling, so I'm not sure how it will be done in spring. I guess there's some industry going on still in the western part, but again, there's not much industry. The most industrialized places are actually
Eastern.
in
yeah,
eastern, but not so much. Like Kharkiv is big, but not so much. We have a
Mhm.
huge like Odessa, concentrate like huge amounts of work.
yeah.
But I also want you to know that we have 10 million working population. So yeah, I guess it's not a very big number for India, but uh, you know, we have what we have. Uh, okay, maybe 11, and 1 million is actually working out of Ukraine and just sends money back.
Okay,
So yeah, and 3% of our GDP is actually IT. So I'm from IT and we're working. And as I said,
Mhm.
we have we like I have databases of 100,000 military personnel. I have addresses of Putin and their phones. I have databases of how's to call it. But what I mean, like the whole IT community is right now not working, but actually
but they're trying to help in the war.
attacking. Yes,
Yeah,
they're attacking, they're spamming. For example,
so
what you can do. Wait, one
whatever
more
you
thing.
can.
What you can do, you can go to Google Maps or Yandex Maps, go to some Russian like town, whatever, and just give a review on Google Maps. Like, hey guys, you're actually at war. Send some pictures, and Russians will see that. So that's
I
another option.
understand. Yeah. Okay. So somebody's asking. So this link is for anyone to join live before I end the discussion because I know I have kept these guys on for a very long time. What's the time out there?
In Kiev,
Yeah.
9:18 at night. Yeah,
Okay.
21:18.
And where you are, Nick?
It's 7 p.m. So it's -2 hours.
Okay. Okay, 7 p.m. All right. So finally, I just want to know where do you guys see this going? How many more days do you guys? And I'll ask Nick first. Where do you see this going and ending?
I think two options. First of all, we win, and I want to believe in it, and I want it to be so. We win, and I don't care like what it will be. Maybe they will not give back the land they already occupy. Maybe they will give some back. Whatever. I don't care. I just want everything to stop. We will build up, and we will, when Putin dies, and he will be out of power. I think pretty soon with the sanctions he got, we will get everything back. And the second option is very sad. Uh, Even if they take Kiev, even if they take Kharkiv, which is not possible, but still, the fighting will continue, and it will continue for forever. And that's why it's really important that our partners from European Union, from even Switzerland gave sanctions. Even China, I read the news today, they gave sanctions to Russia because Russia is actually threatening with nuclear weapon, and they
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
don't do that, Russia. So I guess Russia is in total
The
isolation. That
economy of Russia is started to like show telltale signs of trauma, and then
yes, it's minus 80%, minus
the
80%
key interest
of
rates have gone up by the central bank from 9.5 to
yes
20%, which
to
is like
20.
really
Yeah,
high. So
yeah.
inflation might go up, and I mean, I'm sure the Russians also do not want this, right? The average Russian sitting in Russia, in Moscow, somewhere in Kremlin.
It's their problem. Let them decide
Do you
whatever
have
they
friends
want.
in Russia? Ask them.
Um, it's tough, man. It's tough. I hate them, and I imagine like I'm
But
a very peaceful guy, but when I see dead Russians, I send it to my mother, and we both are happy as hell because they're dead. They're
but you had
killed.
friends before, right? They were your friends.
They kind of are my friends, and I'm saying, okay, go out, protest in there. I'll go to prison then. I'm like, thank you.
Oh,
Then
they
what can I say? Like
okay. And
it's war, and they imagine they had actually a war in like Chechnya, and for 2 years they had 5,000 casualties. Now in 4 days they have, even if like half of estimates by my government is correct, they have 2,500 casualties.
oh God, yeah, that's a lot. That's like living in the shadow of death. Even as we speak, SSM is saying Finland takes historic decision to supply arms to Ukraine. Actually, I also read in my own report. I've said that some countries have decided to show support to Ukraine by sending arms and stuff. But again, it just escalates the war. I sincerely like hope that this ends
Man,
and we
man,
never have
I
to do
want
this
you, I
life
want
again.
you, I want you to like. Can I just put one more thing? Like what we see right now, and I think how the Europe sees the Russia right now. It's like Hitler, like Hitler just okay. I want Anschluss of Austria. Everyone like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Maybe he'll come down. Hitler is like, okay, then you know what? I actually want a part of Czechoslovakia, and everyone's like, we don't want war, like we need to calm down the pressure. So just okay, here you are. And then he's like, Danzig, Poland, give me Danzig. And Poland is like finally saying, go to hell. And here we go. So what I want to say, it will, like, it's inevitable. It will happen. If Putin will get the Ukraine, then he'll say, okay, I want Baltic states. If he gets Baltic states, he says, okay, I want Poland now. If he gets Poland, he says, okay, now I want something else.
Yeah.
And it will
Yeah,
never
I
end.
mean, yeah, that seems like a very likely scenario. And see
I
again,
have a
anybody
different
asking,
opinion on this.
yeah,
Can,
and I also want to know where you see this going before we end the chat.
yeah, so I think it is going to get extended, unfortunately, because the Ukrainians will never accept Russian command. Never. I mean,
Yeah,
even the last
pretty
one
clear.
will fight. This I know for sure. They're not going to accept the Russian command. And the thing is that what Putin is saying is because see, I am objectively observing this. I know my emotions are with Ukraine, but I have to be objective when I assess the situation. So, as I see it, he has a problem that the Western influence has completely cut off the Russian part.
Yeah,
He's all for an independent Ukraine, a Ukraine that develops itself without living in the shadow of the West, because right now it is completely overshadowed by the West, with USA and Europe. So
But
yeah.
wait, can I ask? So, but Putin wants Ukraine independent and not in shadow of the. That's what you said.
Yes.
yeah, that's what he said.
Man,
Yeah,
just look at Donbas. And I have a lot of friends from Donbass, and the Donbass was under Putin's shade. And I have friends who got tortured there. I got friends who are actually, without their limbs.
When did it happen? Like after 2014, I guess,
Yes,
because that is,
yes,
yeah.
yes. So they are not, they're not like, if Russia would bring prosperity, like if we would get richer, if they were like about democratic elections, if they were like about being normal people, cool, let's do it. But they just, like, look at their people. They are afraid to go on a protest. If you go right now in Moscow with a blank slate of paper up in the air, you will be detained for maybe a year. And it's a real thing. If there was a person who throw a snowball to a policeman, 5 years. Another person in Minecraft, just think about it. In Minecraft, he created an FSB building and demolished it. He got 3 years in prison
No, that
for being
situation is more nuanced than that. I followed the
no
entire
nuance,
situation.
no nuances. But again, no, we agree to disagree, and that's what
Yeah.
like Ukraine is about. We have different opinions. Everyone is welcomed, unless you're trying to fucking kill us.
True. Yeah, I guess that pretty much sums it. And I just for one, somebody who's so far removed from both the places where you guys are, and but somebody who's just been there once, I would really hope that this just ends and we never have to do this kind of a live again, because I totally believe that nobody wins in a war, and I also feel that this is an unequal war because like there was one placard that I read and I shared it on my community in YouTube. It said that if Russia loses, this they lose a war, but if Ukraine loses, then they lose Ukraine. Like there won't be any Ukraine in the first place. So yeah, that is the kind of sentiment that most people have. But also, it's important to know, like, because when we talk to somebody like Nick, you seem um surprisingly cool and surprisingly at ease about what's happening, because you kind of saw it coming. I'm not saying that you are okay with it, but you saw it coming. And at the same time, it's also little comforting to see that Saurav is also safe. And I just hope that you guys stay safe, and you don't have to face this again, ever again. And yeah, I mean, keep me posted if there's anything that I can share on my channel and any of my platforms, then it could be of any help. But yeah, for now, thank you so much for joining, and have a good night. Yeah, have a safe night.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank you
you.
so
Great,
much.
great work. Great work. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Right. So that was Nick, who is from Ukraine, and then the other one was Saurabh, who is from India, and both of them were with me. And I just thought that a lot of you had been commenting on my videos about the Indian students and trying to say that I'm not supporting the Indian students and I'm supporting Ukraine. That's definitely not the way my stories and my videos are. I'm trying to tell you what is happening out there and what is the historic significance of what is happening right now. But at the same time, it is also important to know what is happening with our own country people, which is why I got someone from our country who is out there and who is actually living this situation. um, Thankfully he's safe, and thankfully he will continue to be safe, and everyone else will get back home safely or be in Ukraine safe. And that's the one thing I can say. Andy is asking when is the next live. I don't know when the next live is, but I try to do Saturday lives as much as I can. There are times recently I've had some medical issues with my own family. My father's not been keeping well, so I haven't been able to do it. He's here, so I have to take him to India now. So there are problems in personal life as well, but at the same time the show must go on. So this is something that I had been wanting to do, and I have more contacts in Kyiv. I'll try and get in touch with them as well, and hopefully I'll get them as and when I can. But till then, yeah, please keep watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You know the drill. But even if you don't do any of those things, thank you so much for watching this one. Jai Hind.